What's up, family? How are you? April 22nd, Wednesday morning, Hump Day. Um, I never understood why people got so excited about Hump Day or getting over this hump, but I'm beginning to understand it. Just working these 5 days in a row definitely feels good to get to that midway point. Gonna have a pretty busy day today, but that's okay. Because I'm thankful that I have a place to go to, a job to go to, and the ability to just continue to serve our community, right? Our passage today comes from Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 11 through 20. Um, the title on this particular passage in Living Life for the adult version says warnings. And you can see why, right? If you look at verses 11, be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God. If you look at then verse 19, if you forget the Lord your God, I testify against you today that you will surely be destroyed. Very, very stark warnings. And I think a lot of times when you look at these warnings, for me, I think about the reason why these warnings were delivered in the first place. It's like those rules that are there in certain places. Those rules have had to have a precedent before they came to be, right? How I Met Your Mother, one of their big things was you've never really lived until there's a rule named after you or developed because of you. I firmly believe that it's the case the same way. So if you think about why these rules were given, right? To me, I think of the word pride. Because if you look through here, look at verse 14. He's talking about when your flocks multiply, when your land multiplies, and when your heart has become proud, or when your heart becomes proud and you forget the Lord. Or if you look at verse 16, this is what's really interesting to me, the idea of manna and how it relates to pride, because it says, when the Lord gave you manna to eat in the wilderness, something your ancestors had never known, to humble and test you, so that in the end it might go well with you. Right? It's this idea that, remember, for manna, you can only get exactly what you need for that particular day. You can't get more. You can't get it for other people. It's simply just sort of for yourself, for that day, just sufficient on God's grace. And when I think of these warnings given, it's because I feel like personally, it's so easy for me to become prideful. Personally, it's just so easy for me to walk down that path and think that I've done everything myself and I've received all of this myself, when in reality, it's God who's taken me out this far, right? Like I said, I'm thankful I get to go back to work. I'm thankful I'm in the position where my hours weren't as affected compared to my other staff members, but it's simply because I have this daily manna I can go to that God has given for me. And this was a great reminder to me today, warnings, if you will, or just more so, hey, don't forget who it was or who it is that's giving you manna every day and keeping you safe with the spiritual covering as you go out there and serve your community. So for me, great reminder as I'm walking with God, the idea behind understanding that He's the one who's brought me out this far, and He will be the one who continues to bring me out going forward. So I don't know, when you read this particular passage, what do you hear? What do you see, right? Do you see these warnings as anything different than warnings towards somebody's pride? If so, please let me know. Let's interact, let's share, let's talk about this, and you give me a holler of what you think these warnings are specifically for, maybe besides pride, or maybe in addition to pride, okay? Everybody stay safe. I'm about to head to work. I will see you all tomorrow.